Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Pinky Daga. I'm CEO for Thrive Art and Soul. Today I have with me Divya Kumar. Hi Divya.
Hi, Pinky.
And I am so extremely honored to welcome her on our Thrive platform. Not only is she one of the most senior, most tarot card readers that our city knows, she's a tarot card trainer, she's a meditator and a meditation teacher, an energy channel, and a Bach flower therapist. Uh, and she is one of my dearest and most spiritual guides that I know, who has guided me through 18 years absolutely unerringly and with so much love and nurturing. So Divya, it's a great honor to be speaking with you today and to have you on the platform.
And it's great pleasure to be here. And 18 years? Wow.
You
And
look
then
the
I didn't.
same, Divya. You look the
So do
same.
you. So do we.
So yeah, so today I think everyone is very excited about the topic, which
Yes.
is predictions of the new normal. Now,
Okay.
remember last week when I was chatting with you, I said, Divya, we need to talk about this because we were having a casual chat, and I said, there are so many people who today are so anxious because it's because of so much media news and so much theories floating around. If one theory comes that things are black, the other theory comes that things are white, and there's just so much out there, and the average person is just reading this, then talking to this friend, then talking to this friend, and they just can't figure it out. And in this, many are optimistic, but many are very pessimistic, and it's kind of like people are almost thinking that this is the world has come to an end, and this is doomsday. So you had a lot of theories when I spoke to you about it, and
Yes,
I said,
yes,
this is
yes.
such so fascinating what you are saying, and I would
Sure.
love to share it with all
Of
our
course.
audience out
Of
there.
course.
So
Because
Divya,
while
what
they
is it?
are no,
Yeah. No, are we facing doomsday? This is what I wanted to ask, and
no.
the
See,
floor
this
is
is a
yours.
challenging period, but it's a transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, chaos always precedes dynamic change. Now, humans sees as chaos. In physics, what is chaos? Forward movement. Yeah, so when anything is stable and solid and we are very comfortable and movement comes in, it looks like chaos, but it's leading to dynamic, a much better world. I don't know how many of your viewers are tarot card students, but in the tarot, the message is so clearly there. If you know your minor arcana cards and cards number 4 are all
Yeah.
very well, solid, safe, comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then come along the number 5 minor arcana cards. Trouble, change, pain, yeah. But 5 leads to number 6, which is where, in my humble opinion, we are going heaven on earth, a higher form, a better form. To get something higher and better and to get heaven on earth, it's a
Yeah.
small price to play, small
Yeah.
price to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's a very interesting. I'm going to talk about a word called entropy. This came to me
Okay.
actually in my meditation.
Right.
So what we call chaos is actually entropy when within a system the energy is not available now to make it work, and so it's feeling chaotic. But in entropy, the system finds its own equilibrium by going within. Spiritually, if we are going to look outside for answers, if we are going to look outside for help, we are going to remain in this for longer. The more we can all go within, the more we can address it within, definitely we are going to come out of this. I
Yeah.
was speaking with you, I was sharing with you that the perfect example is Noah's Ark. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, we all know Noah's Ark, 40 days in a boat with your family. Yeah. Now, after 40 days, the rain stopped. Now, rain had never happened before. So the way the virus has never happened before, they didn't know what this rain was. And then God gave them the rainbow. Now, the virus will stop, and we will not just be happy with the rainbow, we will get 5D, the fifth dimension, not 5G, people, please. Yeah, not the 5G of your phone, which I believe is part of the problem, but 5G. But we have to go within. And I think, because I'm speaking to a lot of people, I'm doing a lot of sessions, I do a lot of meditations, most people have found some change. You realize 2 months you've not needed 80% of your things. Yeah. You have realized that you don't need to go out to be fairly happy. You are finding, fulfillment within your home.
Yeah.
Your boundaries of love. Now, it's not only, of course, I'm trying to meet all of you. Now, you all have become even more precious. But for me, my country, my city, my world, that's where my energies are 24/7. So, can't you feel you're being stretched?
Yeah.
You're being expanded. This is
Yeah.
why this reflection.
Right.
But you spoke about heaven on earth. So, this is not the end of the world. This
See,
is
that
not doomsday.
that is the
Yeah.
main thing, you know. So
Yes,
when I
yes,
have to ask you a question,
yes,
so before
yes,
we proceed further, just 1 minute.
yes,
There's
yes,
some questions already coming up.
yeah,
So I just
yeah.
want to tell the audience, guys, stick with us. We have some very fascinating information which Divya is going to share, and then a meditation, and then in the end we will be
We can
taking
do the
Q and
questions.
A.
Lovely.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hold on, and I'll tell you when you can start sending us the questions, and I'll be reading them out to her, and she'll be answering.
Lovely.
And so before we move on, Devya, so everyone here wants to know, what are the cards saying? Is this going to end, or are we going to be like this forever?
Look, now you are my dearest tarot client, right?
Yes.
What do the cards say? Is there anything like 100% prediction? If the cards could predict, I would sit on top of the stock exchange building now. But you know what? Let me tell you, I do the cards pretty repeatedly because of the situation.
Yeah.
And every time the cards are assuring me that there's no question of this being end of the world or doomsday. That is out of the question, but it's not even going to be as horrific as it's seeming.
Right.
Now, let me be honest, when I get up in the morning and I read the newspapers, the little doubt comes.
Yeah.
But it's your belief. Yeah, it's your belief, what you can tap into, which is really going to make the difference, which is what I want to really talk about in making this COVID situation go away. What can we do about it? What are the predictions?
Yeah.
What can a prediction do? So of course, this is not doomsday. In fact, it is a precursor to heaven on earth, girls. I hold a meditation group. We meditate twice a week. We are getting beautiful vision, and this is not some hocus pocus, mystical. Heaven on earth doesn't mean a mystical plane is going to descend from above.
Yeah.
It means critical mass of humanity, you and me, thinking higher, expanding our vibrations, expanding our frequency in simple layman human qualities. Yeah, I want to outline a few of them because a lot of people are saying, what does this mean? What is heaven on earth?
Yeah.
It's not going to be, we're not sitting on clouds with harps. Yeah, because that's not what humans want to do. Heaven on earth is going to embrace my humanity. It's going to embrace my desires, my purposes to be human. In that, deeply fulfilled within myself and therefore with other selves, I will actually tap into the God that I am, and I will create better and better. But heaven on earth, 5D, some of the main points, because we don't have so much of time, so I'll touch on a few of the main points. Oneness. Yeah, moving out of me, myself, mine. Oneness. Now, a lot of people mistake oneness to be sameness. We're not all going to be the same. Yeah, it's very easy in meditation to see everybody goal and therefore to embrace the world. No. Oneness is so one that it can accept diversity. Diversity becomes a dazzling embrace. We will actually accept each one different as they are because we know we are one playing our many roles. That's going to be a big one. One of the major, reasons for this, there are many reasons where the balance went, was the amount of judgment and polarities that had happened in the human world. Me versus you, your politics, my politics, your beliefs, my beliefs. You want to change the world, I want to change the waves. Hello, we have a place for everyone. So oneness. Secondly, we have to move away from this judgment. We have to move away from judgment, which comes so easily. Yesterday, I'm going to speak about something which happened yesterday. There was a sad story which happened in some people accident in Bombay, and so many people started judging the parents that, oh my God, they were so wrong. Why did hello? We don't know what happened. So judgment we have to move away from. And how do we move away from judgment? When I know that only I can be what the whole has chosen to be through me, and therefore only you can be what the whole has chosen to be you. So I am unique, yet there's great humility, and we can both give space to each other to be. That will be a second very important part of this new world or the 5D. Seva. seva, service. Now, a lot of us are looking after our domestics, and we are looking after our office staff, we are looking after our tailors and people who have worked for us. But seva is doing something for somebody you don't know and they don't know and expecting nothing in return. Seva is going to be a big one in the new world. In layman terms, it can mean better healthcare, better education. I'm not going into the layman because the layman, it can play out in different ways, whatever you feel like how it should play out for you. Fourth, very important, moving away from the blame game, looking within. What can I do? How can I change? Do we know when I heal the world? When I resolve issues, I resolve issues for the world. Going within, taking responsibility, and therefore for this situation, for COVID, what can we do? We can go within. We should not operate from the old energies, the old frequencies of judgment, fear, which are almost default responses. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you were telling me that a lot of your friends and all have been asking me that, is this going to be all robots? Are we all going to
Yeah.
be in social distancing?
Exactly. One of the very big theories out there is now this is it. Now the new normal is going to be about just working from home, staying on your computers, not being able to travel, not being able to meet anyone, not never getting back to the world as we knew it. And I think when people hear this word statement, never getting back to the world as we know it, they assume and or they think that it is just going to be a world which is just driven by technology. I mean, somebody told me, I had a friend who told me the other day, oh, you know what, everyone's going to just be wearing VR. So if we want to go to Maldives together, we're just going to get onto our VR and go. But I said, I don't want to go to Maldives like that.
No. I'll tell you why no. Yeah. The word is a new normal. It's not a new strange. It's not a new unknown. It's not a new bizarre. So let's take comfort, a new normal. A normal means there's going to be some degree of what you are used to or what you're comfortable with, but new. Yeah, it's going to be a better world. Why can we not be all robots and only meeting on why can't we? Humanity is a social experience. I can't tell a cat not to meow. I can't tell a dog not to bark. Humanity is a social experience. One became many in humanity. Not for us to then all be sitting in our homes and not meeting each other. Of course not. The very essence of humanity is to meet. I don't know if your viewers know, but the way humans can love is applauded in the higher dimensions. We talk about divine love, but the love that friends and mother and child, that the love we have here is applauded. The way humans have fun and pleasure and joy and laughter is not known in some of those higher dimensions. So of course not. It's our very essence. It's not going to be taken away from us. It can't be, because humanity is social. We learn from each other. We live with each other. Yeah. It's not going to be robots. It's not going to be technology. And there's going to be a new meaning to relationships. Yeah, it's going to be a little more than what I want. It's going to be more about the other. It's going to be more global consciousness, group consciousness. Let me put it very simply. We are going to add the you to man. You is spirit or God. Man is manas, the human. So I'm going to add spirit to man, and I'm going to become a better human. I'm going to become a God living on the planet Earth, but I'm going to be man. I'm going to have my human desires. I'm going to have my human ambitions. I'm going to have my human goals. I'm going to optimize that. Heaven on earth will not mean we're sitting on, clouds with harps, nothing to do. Of course not. Then why will we humans? Then we'll go to the angelic realm. Yeah, so that's very important for humans to know.
Yeah.
And
and you were saying that you had a discussion with this virus and you contacted it.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit.
That's very interesting. Yes. So of course, in deep meditation, like everybody, I was, I manifest. I was focusing eradication, prevention, healing, and the virus is a small thing, and we're going to stomp it out. And I was so shocked because in the meditation, this huge, beautiful golden being came to me and met me eye to eye, the virus, the higher soul or the essence of the virus. And he said, I am chosen. I've taken the sacrifice to play the role of this virus for your good for humanity, for growth, to help you move to heaven on earth. A lot of beings were asked. Yeah, I don't know if you know the story of Lucifer. He held the darkness, that for the world. So this being held the virus for the world. It's a huge, beautiful, golden being of light. So I looked at the virus and I said, okay, thank you, and thank you for what you've done. And I think we've all learned our lesson. In that, as a human, it's my job to now eradicate you. And look at the beauty of the virus. It looked me in the eye and said, yes, please release me from this job, because if you have done your work, if humanity has done my work, I am ready to go. And let me tell you one thing more, it's gone. And that's not only me and my meditation. Mystics all over the world, the virus, energy-wise, has gone. Of course, it's playing out in our world. I don't know how many of you can feel it. A lot of people say, yeah, we realize some lightning, something.
Like
of course,
some
reality
lightning.
check. Yeah, the newspapers make, it's gone. In the essence, it's gone. Yeah. And of course, it's going to take time, because you all know there's a jet lag. Yeah, there it happens instantly. Then it takes time to filter into our physical world. It's gone. It's going. We will be back to a new normal. Of course, it's going to take some time. Yeah. Of course, we have to obey the instructions of social distancing, of being careful. Now, believing in heaven and earth, believing in healing doesn't mean I'm going to go out shopping and not do anything. Of course not. You're going to be practical. Yeah. 3 important factors you have to do to really make this happen. Yeah, all are actually connected to the laws of energy. One law of energy is that the higher frequencies are not impacted by the lower frequencies. In fact, they can impact the lower frequencies. Just like darkness cannot enter light, but light can, lighten up the darkness. Simple. Raise your energies, raise your frequencies. You do play a piano, do chanting, do meditation, do prayer, pet your dog, do Zoom with your friends. Bach remedies, girls, I don't know if you all know, Bach remedies are not about healing. 38 ways to raise your frequency by removing your frequency blocks. But either way, raise your frequencies. What will happen? You will not get impacted by the virus and the environment and the beliefs and the bad news. You will not add to that. And because you're a higher frequency, then what you visualize, what you intend, what you see for the world, you will make that happen. Second, also based on the laws of energy, which I think all of you know, like attracts like. But like attracts like, but energy resists its opposite. So right now, if I'm sending you a love, whoever's angry is not going to receive that. It's going to resist. Yeah. And if I'm sending out anger, whoever is in love is not going to get the anger. So what do we do? How do we utilize this law of energy? We drench ourselves in positive emotions, higher emotions, what the world now calls elevated emotions, love, joy, peace. Drench every atom, every molecule, every cell. Visualize the day the virus is gone and you're going with your friends. Visualize, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, visualize scenes, tap into love, tap into seva. Do you know how much love you tap when you do seva? So once you do this, what happens? Love knows no opposites. You will become someone who can spread the good energy. You will become a magnetic force, and we will have less and less of the virus issue. And just the last, third simple one, believe. Believe in a better world. Believe in something that this is not going to last. Why? Because belief is your truth, and truth always wins. Now, this is a big one. How do I believe? This actually takes up your question. Yeah.
So how do I believe?
Yeah. Now there is positive thinking. Yeah. But it's a step, because if I really believe something, I don't need to do positive thinking. Yeah. There's affirmations, but self-discovery, spiritual growth, when you know who and what you are, when you know you are the creator, when you know that you can change things, when you know what it's all about, that belief is where I'm talking from. I'm not mumbo jumbo mystic. You know me, I'm a very down to earth practical person. It's not some vision that I'm talking, or I'm dreaming that this is just going to go away. Of course not. It's that belief. It's a truth, and truth has to win. Now, if all of us, critical mass, not all, can hold this, how? You have to find your means. Don't let these many WhatsApp get to you. I'm not saying ignore them. Research them, see them, put them in perspective. but don't allow the bad news to get to you. Start believing that this is going, we're going to go into a better world, and then your belief is what will come true because you are a creator. Yeah, so these are three very simple ways how you can actually help. And you also asked me last time that, Divya, what happens if some of humanity don't raise their consciousness and the rest of us do? Will they be left behind?
Yeah.
We are one. We are one. Can I evolve without my nose and my ears and my toes evolving? Can't. We are one. So of course, as critical mass evolves, we are going to take everyone on board. There's a very dynamic meditation on my YouTube channel where you heal the world, where you help humanity. Yeah, so these are the ways to do it. These are the really energy ways to do it. At a practical level, find your medium to believe in the positive. It doesn't mean turning a blind eye. I don't mean suppressing or denial. Of course not. That won't work.
Right. And when this natural anxiety and fear does come up,
yes,
where sometimes it does, there
course,
are
even for
days,
me, of course.
yeah. So what is in that moment?
So see, now it depends on what you resonate to. Bach, girls, Bach remedies, amazing, amazing the way they help you, break out the stress, the fear, the worry. Of course, chanting, meditation. Chanting is a very, very easy way to change your energy field in what they call this time in this yuga. Thirdly, you have to just make that one moment effort. Here's the fear, here's the fear, here's the worry. And I just literally see myself go here into the positive where I know everything is okay. I have to make that flip. That's it. And then I can watch the fear, but I'm not the fear. So there's the fear. Divya is fearing, Divya is worried. But what's happened in that? The fear has gone outside Divya. The worry has gone outside Divya. Then it won't engulf me. And then over time, I can stabilize more in my power.
More in the thing.
Yeah. And of course, otherwise, the older methods, I have a feel good video, believe in your positive thinking. Those are all the older ways of doing it. But fear can engulf you very soon. So you have to quickly tell yourself, watch yourself, watch the fear, so it's not happening to you. And secondly, just quickly change your neocortex, your pathway. Yeah, because like a well-trodden pathway, if you keep worrying, that worry pathway is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and I easily worry. The more I'm not using it, it becomes a narrow pathway, and the other pathway, which is positive, is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. It's called reiteration. It's making new synapses.
So, there is also a lot of these astrologers have come online and all everything. And some of the naysayers, I would say right now, are all saying that there's going to be a second wave, which is even going to be much worse than the first wave. And there's going to be like 10 times more deaths. And, when it comes from astrologers on public platforms, this becomes very, frightening for a lot of people and very limiting,
So
and
yet just saying this
in some platforms somewhere astrologers are saying this,
because let me tell you, it's interesting. You will come across those messages and those soothsayers and those what you are attracting. So by God's grace, I haven't heard that. B, let's say, if you see it logically, completely down to earth logically, there can be a second wave, right? Because once people start going out. But I'm not seeing that it's going to be worse and it's going to wipe out the world. Because if we were seeing that, then we wouldn't have seen everything else, that there's going to be a change, there's going to be, we're going to move to something better. Yeah, it only means the timeline may go a little bit here and there. And the timeline, there is no timeline. Nobody can predict.
Divya, predict, please.
What can I do to change it? I don't see it going on for very long.
Yeah,
I don't see it going on for long. I don't.
How long? But if you had to say, then how long?
If you push me, then I would say September-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
But we all have to do our bit. We all have to do our bit. And if we can all do our bit, maybe faster. Yeah. And we have to
you see this world over. When you say this, it's like you're talking about the world over, not just India.
Listen, I do want to be honest. First, when I started the work with the virus, I was doing world healing, helping the world. Now a lot of my group and my energies are focused on India. India is not going down to ground zero. I can assure you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have all the reason to, with our chores, with our billions, with our lack of education, we are not going down to ground zero. We are
Even
not.
economically, even economically.
Economically, you're asking me? We are going to, the golden bird is going to come.
Wow. Okay.
But give it time, be realistic.
Right.
Yeah. So economically, in fact, if you're asking me meditatively, we are time and again told that India is going to economically grow. Now, see, a lot of real people and a lot of business people will say, okay, that sounds mumbo jumbo. Look at the economy. Yeah. Keep that somewhere in your mind. I'm not saying throw that out of the window. But if you can find it in your heart somewhere to even see the facts which support the other side, focus on that. That's what I am saying. Yeah. And then, of course, it depends on your belief. So that's basically.
I mean, you know, from whatever I have read, you can tell me if this is correct or if this is not, but this is more a layman's understanding, you know, from whatever I've read and I've spoken to, it kind of is seeming that our new normal is actually going to be a total reflection of what we believe and what we believe we have the power to create.
Yes. And therefore, your world, I don't know how many of your viewers are going to understand, this can be different from my world.
Yeah.
Listen, there's not one world. We are not billion in one world. We are one in billion worlds. So we can each create our own world. So your heaven on earth, a lot of people say, what should I do for heaven on earth? What do you want in your heaven on earth? You want there to be vegan. You want the world to be vegan. You want to save the whales. Okay. My heaven on earth is different. We can all create our heaven on earth and it will all in its own way blend and create a higher dimension. So of course, what you believe and what you create and will play a big role in this. You know, we started Pinky 20 years ago. We started with Seth and manifestation.
Yes, yes.
In my group, we left manifestation for 20 years. We went into very deep spirituality, dissolving the ego, awareness. Last 6 months, we've come back to manifestation in a higher way. Yeah. Because if I know who I am, I can manifest. The small Pinky Daga and Divya Kumar can't manifest. So, of course, this evolution is going to help us become better co-creators.
And Divya, sorry, I interrupted.
No, say.
I was saying that, it's very strange, but somewhere around the time that the virus hit, me definitely, and a lot of other people I know also started going through a lot of personal turbulence and chaos as well. Is this a coincidence or is this like happening?
Of course, because we are not separate from the world, right? So if there's disturbance, remember I told you 4 is going to 6 and this change is coming. So a lot of us went through it. Some more or less will depend a lot on your planetary movements. Where was Pluto for you? Yeah, where was Saturn and Mars for you? Little bit, it'll depend on that. Little bit on how much work you've already done. A lot of us are heroes. Let me tell you, I stopped being a hero. I want to grow through pain. I want to grow. My group says we don't want to grow through pain. We are going to grow joyously in awareness. So a lot will depend on that, but a lot of people have had issues, little aage, little piche. Lockdown issues are happening, of course. And, though the world says there are going to be a lot of divorces, I feel no, a lot of couples are actually realizing, we are fine. We haven't met a single friend, but we are fine. So it works both ways.
But I think both ways, right? I think it's about, for me, the lockdown has been enough time to introspect and come to my own truth.
Yes.
And whatever that truth might be.
Yeah. Yes, and that's what it's about. Going within, not blaming outside, not judging outside, not banking on the outside. And the more we go within, the more we can change. And if I change, my world changes. Yeah, that's so. Exactly. If I change, my world changes. Yeah. We can't keep waiting for the outside to come and change.
So, Divya, I have a question that has just come up in my mind. Because a lot of the girls have been discussing this. And actually some of the guys also. I spoke to some of them and they're also saying. And you know how we as a society has always had very conditioned, narrow-minded views on love, on marriage, perhaps monogamy or non-monogamous or whatever. And what I'm seeing and hearing, it's not just the divorces or not. I'm not talking about that. Okay. But I'm just saying the whole view on even love is really, and by love I mean romantic love, is really shifting. What do you feel about that?
See, romantic love is shifting. It's becoming a more higher of purer form of acceptance, non-judgment. But if you're asking me, is monogamy going away? In my humble
No,
opinion, I don't think so,
no.
because the family is sacrosanct. What is the family? Father is Shiva, Yang, mother is Shakti, the child is creation. And creation looks after creation. So the family, and without the family, how will one become many? How will we be human? How will we be social?
Yeah.
That's the very basis. So I don't think that's going to happen. But of course, the concept of love is going to change. There's going to be more acceptance. It's not going to be the narrow parameters. Most certainly, I think that would be the change.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I would say. And what I was saying is that, my New Year's greeting this year is almost spookily prophetic. I'm going to read it out to you.
Yeah,
This was the
that'd
New
be-
Year's greeting, which, hello, is where I think we are going, the new normal, the 5D, the heaven on earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the new being connected is being in touch with one's divinity. Yeah, because we all want to be connected. The new promotion is upgrading one's consciousness. The new abundance is inner peace. The new high is contentment. Haven't we learned that in this lockdown? The new fitness is emotional well-being. The new creativity is a balanced approach to food, sleep, work, and leisure. The new fortunate is meaningful relationships. The new success is simplifying life. The new happiness is finding your ikigai, your purpose to be. The new longevity is living in the now. And the new self is beyond the ego, the expanded self that we are all moving into. This was my New Year's greeting for 2020.
Wow, that's spooky. That is
Spooky.
really spooky.
And that's where we are really going.
And this kind of defines the new normal, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's what I want to stress. It's a new normal. It's not a new unknown. It's not a new bizarre. It's not a new strange world. It's a new normal. So when I go from Bombay to London, it's a new normal, but I enjoy it, right? It's not a new disaster or new bizarre. So we are going to a new normal. Humanity doesn't like change. See, we are playing a game called change. Everything changes moment to moment, but we all don't like change. That's our biggest struggle with humanity is change. And I think, we, the higher beings and everybody saw that the only way is give them one push into this change. We will all become very complacent. We become all very complacent, including me. We become very complacent. I've been working on heaven on earth for the last 20 years. It's one of my purposes to be. But I really thought it would just come by on its own.
Yeah.
But no, so change is the only constant. But we don't like it. And now we are being pushed to change. And even Dalai Lama, I don't know if you've read his speech recently. Prayer is not enough. Dalai Lama, prayer is not enough. Compassion, do for your fellow being, do seva, follow the social distancing, do what's required. Just praying within is not going to do it. We have to bring change within.
Right. That's a beautiful message, Divya, and it's very spooky that you did it in December.
It's all out on my Instagram, Facebook as my New Year greeting. And when I knew I'm coming for this talk, I said, hey, wait, that describes where we're moving or where we should be moving.
Yeah.
And what I loved is the new high is contentment.
Yeah.
Haven't we learned that in these 2 months?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think also a real return to simplicity,
Simplicity, contentment, basics. And it doesn't mean that we won't have our jewelry and we won't have our beautiful house. No. We are humans. We've come to be human. We've come to planet Earth, to a material plane. To be, what all that is God, all that is, has chosen to experience all that is through the human material realm. We'll still do it. But it will be a different emphasis, a shift in our, not the outside, but in our view, in our point inside. Yeah, that's what's going to be. It's not going to become a stark, simple, plain, all of us not dyeing our hair and wearing white clothes. It's not going to be that.
Yeah.
Material plane.
Some kind of a apocalypse kind of a situation.
No, because God, if I'm going to use the word God, consciousness, all that is. Now, what is all that is? We can't even describe. Has chosen to experience itself through the material plane, through form, through the material world. So of course, things will have a different attitude. Money will take what is money? Money is energy exchange. It's an exchange. That's why it's so important. So all those perspectives are going to change.
Right.
But it's not that the physical world is going to disappear. We are going to be robots and we are going to only meet with masks. No. Then we won't need to be human. Really. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really
Meditation.
just about everyone. I think a lot of it, a lot of the common man is not aware or was not aware of universal laws. And I think
Yes.
this makes us, everybody has thought about how does energy work in this time period in some way
Yeah,
or
so
the other.
people like us who are into energy, who are
Yeah.
educated, are thinking about it. The common man on the road, yeah. Now my मालिश वाली, she says, no, भाभी जी हमको घर में इसलिए बैठना पड़ता है क्योंकि प्लेन से वो दवाई डाल रहे हैं. पर हमने देखा है घर में इतना अच्छा भी हो सकता है. So they are coming to the same place.
Right.
They may not know energy. They may not know that. भाभी जी हम कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि हम 2 महीने घर में तृप्ति में बैठ सकता है. So they are arriving at the same truths. Of course, there is great pain. We cannot take that away from the masses. They are suffering. But instead of complaining about that, what are you doing? Are you sharing? Are you giving? Not only your staff, not only your people. Are you giving to the poor? There's so many organizations who are doing, and not charity. What is seva? When service serves the server. When I fill, because I give. When I reach in, because I reach out. Not because I have to do charity. No use. So, and that's a high. It's, you talk about elevated emotion. It's, you are drenched in that love and caring and being able. Look at the fortune that I can help my fellow man. I mean, what grace.
And how can we do that if sometimes right now in our houses a lot of us feel that what can we do besides, some people are giving money, some people are trying to do some organization, but what else? Is there anything, any other way we can reach out right now?
No, the only way you can reach out practically is, of course, you do your social distancing to whatever degree your city, country requires. Not only for yourself. A lot of people are bitching about this social distancing. Do it for your fellow man. Do it for the doctors. Yeah. Secondly, donations, feeding, service. Yeah. There's nothing more you can do on a practical level because we're all locked up in the house. But what can you do? You can send blessings, grace, all of that. You can think positive. You can think positive. You can say that this is not going to happen. Think positive. Believe in a better world. Otherwise, you're impacting them even more. You're impacting the world even more. So what can you really do?
Do you see this equalizing the world? I mean, this kind of disparity that we've had all over the world, the rich getting richer.
Frankly, if you're asking me, that's going to take time to come. Also, because it's part of the human, we are not social. We're not. It can't be. So, because you're talking about material equality, so they are equal to me in every other way other than material, and that's the reason. That's how the human game functions. So, not for some time. Over time, I do feel it's going to change. Money is going to take on a completely different aspect. It's going to be an energy. What can I do with this energy? So it will happen, but we have to give it some time. And God willing, we'll do it without needing another whack.
Another lesson from the universe.
Yeah.
So Divya, shall we do the meditation?
Yeah. So for the meditation, I would request all of you to close your eyes, simply because when you close your eyes, you're not distracted with the external data. You can go within and you can get so much more from the meditation when your eyes are closed. Yeah. It's a simple, easy meditation. Should not take more than 10, 12. I'm not timed it, but. So close your eyes, center yourself, and come with me to this beautiful space. Vast open skies, golden sun. All is calm and peace. And yet you can hear the children playing, you can hear the laughter of your friends. There is a joyfulness in this calm and peace. This is no outer space we bring you to. It is your own inner higher frequency. Recognize this space so that you may visit here more often. And come, beloveds, breathe in, breathe out. Simple breath, no need of a deep breath. Your normal, natural breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And make this your intent during the meditation. I harmonize my in-breath and my out-breath with that of the universe. Through my in-breath and out-breath, I come into sync with the universe. Breathe in, breathe out. I breathe in cosmic consciousness. I breathe out the personal limited self. Feel the expansion in the dissolution of that personal self. Feel vast. Breathe in, breathe out, and spend a few moments here. I breathe in the higher, finer frequencies. I breathe out the lower, denser ones. Feel light. Ah, I register 0 on the scale. Feel light. Breathe in, breathe out. Spend a few moments here. I breathe in whatever most serves me in the now. I breathe out whatever is redundant, whatever holds me back and weighs me down. Feel the rejuvenation, feel a new being coming in, feel yourself raring to go to meet the new world. Breathe in, breathe out, and spend a few moments here. I breathe in positivity, vitality, and well-being in every atom of my being. I breathe out fear, worry, the very notion of disease and negativity. With this breath, feel the deep healing, cleansing, purification. Feel the radiance of well-being. Breathe in, breathe out, and spend a few moments here. I breathe in love, peace, and harmony. With every breath, I create a happy, healthy, caring world. I breathe out all and any discord and disharmony. Feel one heart beating. Be loved. You will be loved. And suddenly, the beloved is everywhere. Breathe in, breathe out, and spend a few moments here. I breathe in trust. I breathe in surrender. I breathe in the divine flow. With every breath, I rest deeper in the knowing that everything is happening for our larger good, even if we can't see it in the now. I breathe out resistance. I breathe out wrestling with the reasons. I breathe out the inability to let go. Feel the deep, deep state of rest in being the divine flow. Breathe in, breathe out, and spend a few moments here. And then lastly for today, I breathe in divine connection. I feel it pulsing tangibly. Its wisdom and guidance, it comes alive within and around. I open to its messages from everywhere. I breathe in the grace of abundant blessings, abundant blessings, abundant blessings. I feel so blessed. As part of existence, existence looks after every aspect of itself. I am born in grace. I feel so blessed. Breathe in, breathe out, and spend a few moments. So, beloved, every day with every breath, I harmonize my in-breath and out-breath with that of the universe, with all that is beyond word, beyond image, and yet every word and every image depicts only that I am. Breathe in, breathe out. Synchronize this in your subconscious mind. Let this be a 24/7 meditative pranayama. Let this be a 24/7 kriya happening in your energy. Breathe in, breathe out. And know, so it is. So it is. And so it is. Loving blessings from the universe. You may open your eyes whenever you're ready. At the moment of opening your eyes, remember, synchronize your breathing with that of the universe. The fuller version is available on my YouTube. I condensed it for today.
It was beautiful, Divya. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And some energies come from somewhere during these meditations.
It
I'm
was
sure
so
you could
powerful.
feel them.
Yeah, I could really feel it. Like it was
Yes.
it was short but so powerful.
Yes.
You can really feel it. Okay, so let's
Questions.
take some questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, yeah, okay.
So you'll read them out to me? I can't see them.
I'll read them. Yeah. So, how does one tackle past experiences and get ready for an unknown future experience?
How does one tackle past experiences? So that's a very large question. But of course,
it's
so it
very
would
generic.
Yeah, it's very generic. So if I knew more about forgiveness, big one, not blaming, no guilt. They're the twins of blame and guilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgiveness. But of course, what you're talking about, past trauma, So past trauma has to be healed. Now, see, in the Western world, in the modern world, we go to counselors. Yeah. But do you know, in ancient India, we had every science. We had every science in the world. We had no psychology. Why? Meditation allowed you to heal yourself. So one of the beautiful ways will be meditation. Of course, a more prosaic way can be going for counseling. Just knowing, knowing the concepts of what forgiveness means. How can you ask me to forgive somebody who has done something dramatically wrong to me? But when I understand what it is, then it's not that I'm forgiving him. There's nothing to forgive. So, those are the concepts which will help you. For trauma, you have to actually, again, I said, create new pathways in your mind, because every time you go to that traumatic experience, switch. Every time, of course, it's painstaking, but girls, if every time, or guys, every time I walk out of my building, I turn left. But if 10 times I turn right, I'm going to start going right. So every time the trauma, I went through a traumatic experience some time back, it stayed. But I use Bach, of course, meditation, how much healing, it's like a cup being milk being boiled and all the trauma comes out, literally. But otherwise, at a more practical level, every time you are revisiting the trauma, switch, create a new pathway, so that automatically you start going down that pathway, and the trauma pathway will become weaker, thinner. You won't go down there.
So, Divya. Okay, so someone's asking if I've never meditated before. What is a good place and a simple way to start?
Well, guided meditation. If you've never meditated before, see, Divya, the whole, can you hear me? Hello? Pinky? I've lost you, Pinky. Pinky? I've lost you. Are you back? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Back to the questions, guys. I don't know what happened. Back
so
to the questions, please.
The ultimate goal of meditation is just to be sitting in silence and having spontaneous meditation. If you try and do that, 100 thoughts are going to come in your mind. Guided meditation is the simplest way to start meditation. Why? Because energy follows thought. So in guided meditations, we give you such higher thoughts, ideas, symbols, so your energies are automatically going higher and higher. And it's very easy. So there are a choice of people who are doing guided meditations. You can go to my YouTube, you can go to, I'm sure there are many ways, and you can do. Don't try and sit and start meditation in silence. Most of you won't be able to do it. My journey was spontaneous, but most of you will need a little guiding, and then you just see the beauty. Then you won't need that whole recording. First you'll do it as a synopsis, then you won't need the synopsis, then you'll just say, and then you'll be able to meditate anywhere. I don't now need to sit in my puja room and meditate. So that's where it will go.
Right. Okay, so I really love this question. How do we connect with the divinity? Is there any way to speak to them and seek guidance?
So we did it in the meditation, of course. So how do you connect with divinity? How? Within. So you have to find a way of going within. Now there's so many paths. Gyan, understanding, attending talks, classes, satsangs. Guys, it really connects you to your divinity, because most of us in the modern jamana are left brain. We need answers. We need to understand. Why am I God? How easy to say I'm God? Why should I forgive you? So this Gyan helps us connect, within. Of course, meditation, you experience, girls, you experience what are words, vastness, still, lightness, you experience that. So that's another way of going within. Of course, there are specific guided meditations which I do, and I'm sure others do, to open up your intuition. What is intuition? When you're actually always, intuition is in touch with self. When I'm in touch with self, I'm intuitive. When I am worried, fearful, that stops. So how do I remove that static? You have to find your ways to remove that static. how to connect with the other world. If you want to be a medium, you want to be psychic. What does being psychic mean? When my energy field is vast enough to embrace Pinky's and pick up what she needs to know. Now we do that all the time, Pinky and I, yeah, when she comes, mind-blowing sessions. How? Because my energy field has expanded, has become one with Pinky, and whatever Pinky needs to hear is coming to me. So we are back to the same thing. Expand your energy field. Go within, meditate, chant, do satsang, do gyan. Kriya is a very important part. Kriya, these guided energy exercises. Yeah. So I help you work with your chakras, or we help you work with your yin and yang. We help you connect to your spirit home. These are all the ways you can do it.
Right.
Simply put.
What about
anybody can do it? It can be done. Initially, you say, no, I don't know. That's my voice. It's my head. Because they will use your brain. They will use your language. But you can't make up that story. You can't get that sentence just then. Then you will know I'm connected.
Right. Absolutely. What about synchronicities of numbers in correlation with personal growth? How do we interpret them?
Okay, so synchronicity in numbers is actually a message from the universe to us, because how else does it say hello? It can't pat me on the shoulder. Yeah. So it can't always give me symbols like butterflies and unicorns and whatever. So numbers, because we all are so time bound, because we all have our mobile phones and our watches, it's something the other world knows. Look at the infinite kindness of the other world. They're not giving you butterflies and roses because they know you're not going out in the garden to see a butterfly. They know you're going to have a clock, a watch, a phone next to you. So they're speaking to you through the numbers. So every time you see 1111, 111, 333, there's a special message in it. But you know what? You don't even get stuck in the message. You don't need to know what 333 is, 111, 1111. You can.
Whatever.
I can't tell you all that now. Just know, oh wow, I'm in sync with the universe.
Right.
You know,
I'm in sync.
We are 4 very close friends. You were asking me, did I pick this up before all this happened? No. But in November, December, January, I think we started playing a game on our group. Every time we saw 111, I would message. So if all 4 of us got it, we would get a prize. What is that? You know you're in connection with the universe. But of course, each number has a separate message, which I can't go into.
Right. And you know, as we were speaking about that, it was actually 555.
Oh, and it's our favorite number. 555. Girls, what is 555?
What does it mean?
Change, rapid change for the better. What is number 5? We are going from 4 to 6. 5 is taking us to heaven on earth, or to a better humanity, or at least out of the situation. So 555, very auspicious.
Very auspicious, yes.
We have 555 here also, something on your screen.
Yeah. Someone also pointed out it's 555. Wow. You guys are saying this.
Wow. So girls, everybody please focus on 555. Close your eyes. Tap into the 5-5 energy. The masters, the higher beings, your guides are telling you change is there. It's round the corner. Positive, smooth change. Just say, I'm ready to take the change. I'm ready to go along.
Right. I mean, we've got so many questions, Divya, that I think we need a whole new session. But
we can always come back again and do something.
We can. But I'm going to pick out some of the ones which are not repetitive and which are a little bit this. So somebody is asking that, how do we deal with, she's saying anxiety, but I'm saying the sadness or the grief that comes with hearing about so many deaths, that are happening due to the virus.
Yes. Okay, that's a very good one and an important one.
Yeah.
So all of us, especially those who are intuitive energy workers, are picking it all up. Yeah. How do you deal with it? There are very different ways I'm going to tell you. One is, which may sound harsh to you, but when you have to know everybody's come with their destiny or their blueprint or their, so it's not a harsh method. It's not harshness which is coming, but okay, each one has to go through what they have to go through. But when you feel the sadness, when you feel the pain, are you helping by feeling the sadness and feeling the pain? If you're in a mud pit and I jump in with you, we are both drowning. I have to be outside that. So this, what you call this feeling the pain of others, is actually projection. Yeah, it creates more pain. So somewhere we have to find ourselves to be able to get into what I call a happier space, or a larger space, not a happier space. I have to be larger than that pain. And just so that you're asking me, we have a magical Bach flower remedy called red chestnut. For whoever is going through this anguish, the pain of, the dogs howling on my Pochkhandwala road,
Yeah.
or the poor people not getting, you try red chestnut. I'll have to tell you how to take it, but it can really assuage that pain. And how does it happen? You become larger than the pain.
Right.
You have to find a way to become larger than the pain.
Yeah. Are you making remedies for people right now, Divya?
I am limited.
If somebody
because
has a way of picking them up.
Yeah, I've run out of bottles, so I'm just seeing on that, but I am making remedies.
Okay,
I'm going to
okay.
again see how I can do them. I've run out of
Because
bottles. Yeah.
a lot
But
of people are asking
and
about
I'm doing Zoom Bach flower courses. And the beauty of Bach flower courses is it's simple to learn. Like tarot, you learn, you practice.
Yeah.
You learn
skill.
Bach, and you can just start practicing from tomorrow. First for yourself, for your family. I give my staff, and when my domestic staff comes and asks me for Bach, I say it's working.
Right.
Because they want dawai, they want doctor, they want injection. Now they come to me, bhabhi ji, aap aapka dawai do, hum theek ho jate hain. So of course Bach works. So it's one of the good ways to.
I mean, my children love your Bach, so for sure. Someone is asking, Divya, will the COVID situation make our government stronger, and will it improve our relationship with USA, India's relationship with USA?
Okay, see, I'm a very apolitical person. I don't follow the politics, but if you're asking me intuitive, and I don't want to get into politics here, Modi and not Modi and all that, but yes, I think India is going to come out much stronger. Whether we'll have better relationship with America. Let me tell you something, Pinky, because this topic has come up. In my meditations, we are creating, what an astrology has 12 houses. Do you know that?
Yeah.
A horoscope has 12 houses. Self, neighbors, finance, 12 areas of your life. We, in my group, are creating or have created a blueprint for India. So transformation, economic independence, good relationships with neighbors, a strong home, health systems. So yeah, if you're asking me, I think our politicians will come out stronger. India will come out stronger. I'm more concerned about that. Of course, see, at the mundane level, the bureaucracy in the country is not going to go away immediately, overnight. But again, the more we are going to say, look at our bureaucracy, they're never going to change. We're adding. Every time I speak it, I'm adding to it. Every time I say that, I'm adding to it. So don't add energy, okay? Don't add energy to that. Just say no. Whenever somebody's saying, it sucks, and look at the politician, look at the babu, either keep quiet or in your mind say, well, yes, but we're changing. Yes, but we're changing. The more you're talking about it, the more you're adding to it. You're responsible then for whatever's happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You said find your own way to get belief in your inner power. What do you mean by that? Did you mean meditation? So I think
so it's not only meditation.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people don't like to meditate. I have a lot of dear friends who say there's no way we can't do any meditation. So to find your inner power, you're talking spiritually, right? To find your inner. See, at the layman level, people come to me, they do a session, they pay me my fees, and then I tell them, find a hobby. And they say, we've come for that. The power of finding something to do that you love to do, which is not bound up to earning. What a feel good. What a positive. You get your power in that. You enjoy that. You feel good. You know you're good in that. That's a practical way. Yeah. But otherwise, of course, some sort of self-discovery. Yeah, it can be spiritual. There are a lot of self-help books, a lot of material. That's the grace of the technology. There's so much of material available. Listen, hear, choose your path, and try out. So you can come to Divya and you say, it doesn't work for me. Great. Don't go where all your friends are going, because what works for me is what you require now. Later you may require Divya, you may not require Divya now. What is working for me now is what you need now. So don't do what everybody is doing. Try, experiment, be a rolling stone till you find that this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic answer.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down? These are a lot of repetitive questions. Somebody's just asking, you mentioned 3 points for the new normal when you started speaking.
Repeat it?
Yeah, can you repeat the first one? Someone's asking.
The 3 points of the new normal or the how to?
The how to, I think the
Okay, so how to
yeah,
is raise your frequency, because
yeah,
higher frequencies cannot be impacted by the lower, whereas the higher frequencies can impact the lower. So, like light, darkness cannot enter light. So, when you raise your frequencies, health in this Jamana, immunity, you're higher than the frequency. Plus, you can impact and heal and help your world, your country. Yeah,
right.
you know the movie, the old movie which we had seen, What the Bleep. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
I remember we'd seen it together. Yeah.
Okay, now the Red Indian could not see the ship because he did not know what a ship was.
Yeah.
If we rise above the frequency of this COVID,
Yeah.
it's not in my world. We can't do it because we are so. That's what I mean. Raise your frequency. Don't give all your energy time to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, light, darkness cannot enter light.
Right. I'm going to just take a couple of quick last ones, Divya, which I think are maybe a little different. Does diet play an important role in connecting to the divine?
Okay, so I cannot prescribe a particular diet, vegan,
No, but
not vegan.
yeah,
Though if you really ask me my opinion, I know everybody says non-vegetarian has got nothing to do with spirituality, and it doesn't. There's no judgment. There's no moral thing. But if I'm eating fried food all the time, my energies are going to be denser. So meat is dense. Other than that, no. So will diet play a role? If as long as you are healthy, can I talk world peace to a beggar? No. Yeah. So if you're all the time concerned about your health, you're not going to really be able to spiritually grow. So yes, I do believe that a balanced diet. And what is a balanced diet to you? Let me answer that question, because many people ask me what's a good diet. You know what's a good diet for you. You know, the whole world will tell me, why aren't you taking zinc? Why aren't you taking magnesium? No, I don't need it. You will know. Trust your voice. So your diet is important for you. But of course, it can play a role to some degree. Sleep, Pinky and I were talking. Exercise, diet, sleep. Sleep 8 hours may sound a lot to you, but at least 7 hours of sleep. You know what happens in deep sleep? Why is sleep important? We rest our mind, we do our prayer, all that I'm not talking. In deep sleep, you are not Divya, you're connected to your divine self. I am God, I am consciousness. I am rejuvenated. That's the power of sleep. So, of course, diet, health, but you know what? My whole approach in life has been balanced. Neither am I a diet freak, neither am I a junkie. There are times I really junk out, then I balance it.
of course. Yeah.
So balance is the buzzword for all these three things. Other than sleep, there's no balance in sleep. Sleep, you need 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I love my sleep anyways. And we had a beautiful sleep talk a couple of days ago for people who are struggling with that. So
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to check that out, it's on YouTube. Someone has asked about astral travel. So you want to take that one, Divya?
See, I can barely touch upon it. So astral travel is what? Astral, when you are doing deep meditation, you're actually traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, where all I go and visit and I get information. Now, for that, your third eye, the pineal gland is very important. You have to activate your pineal gland. Yeah. Because when I activate my pineal gland, the inner world becomes real. So I'm not using my senses when I'm inside. So I'm meeting masters or I'm traveling. It's as real as the external. So of course, you have to work on your, energy field. It can be meditation. It can be kriya. You can use the new synapses, but you have to work with your pineal gland. I am putting up a meditation on that too on my YouTube.
Okay, so guys, I think those of you who enjoyed the meditation and the talk, please do visit Divya's YouTube channel. Divya, can you tell us what it is?
Well, it's a link, but otherwise, if you search for Divya Kumar, Divya with a double A and Kumar with a double M, YouTube, you should land on my channel.
Right.
It's updated every week. It's very new. I was very resistant to technology, but the lockdown has unlocked my resistance. So
that's absolutely wonderful, Divya. Thank you so much. It was so enlightening, as always. Any hours with you are always very, very enlightening.
It's always fun.
And always fun. So thank you so much. Again, it was a great honor to have you.
Thank you to Thrive, and lots and love and blessings to all your viewers. And be positive. That's the best contribution. Don't add to the conversation. Cut it short and inside say, okay, but it's changing.
Okay? I love that, Divya. Thank you for those
Bye.
positive
See
words.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye. See you.